Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa Murrell and I'm a personal stylist for the everyday woman. So today we have got a video which basically shows you why you are looking dated. So it's styling mistakes. We are very lucky enough with you as a community that we get very lovely comments from you. And one of those comments is often something on the lines of, you could wear anything because of your shape. And I'm about to show you today that that is absolutely not the case whatsoever, because I'm going to show you I can just look just as rough as anybody else when I choose those clothes badly, when I style them incorrectly, or when they're just dated and they look old-fashioned. So that's what we're going to do today. But before we move on to that, a very quick announcement. We have now launched our styling curves course. So this is the course that is for anybody out there who has got curves that they find difficult to dress. So that might be big boobs and a big stomach combined, and we look at volunteers that have got different shaped stomachs, so barrel stomach starting right underneath the bust. We've got menopausal, sort of just extra weight stomach. We've got a lady who's got a really low hanging apron stomach. We've got from petite to 6 foot tall, from UK size 14 to a UK size 24 amongst our volunteers. And we're very much aware that it's not just a one problem area. So we're not just addressing maybe a lady who's got a larger arm. We're addressing the lady that's got a larger arm, but also the larger bust as well. Or maybe the lady who has got the larger stomach and the theory tells her to show off her legs. Well, what happens if she can't show off her legs because she feels that she's got cankles or she's not happy with her varicose vein? So it's real women dressing. So it is available right now. We'll put the link in the description box, but just to answer a few of your questions, yes, you can do it completely at your own pace. It doesn't have an end date on, so you can start and finish it whenever you like. Yes, you get free lives with myself. So we also have a very big Facebook community group as well, where all of myself and the stylists are on there on a daily basis answering your direct styling questions. So that's you uploading photographs of yourself, or maybe sharing what you've purchased at the weekend and you want to get our advice on that. So there's a lot more than just the course when you purchase this. This is a smaller course compared to the other courses, so it is at a lower price point of $395. So really look forward to seeing some of you on there, but for now let's get started on this video. One last thing, if you don't mind pressing that subscribe button, we really would be very, very grateful. This video takes us an awful long time to prepare for, to film, to edit, to answer all of your questions. It is not a one-day job. It takes around 4 to 5 days worth. So it takes me away from my clients, and all we ask for in exchange is that you press that subscribe button, and then we would be very happy and we'll continue to do these videos for you. So before we start on the actual sort of dated video, just to show you what I am wearing right now, super easy outfit to wear, elasticated waist here, sort of barrel style of trousers. I've had these for about 2 years, but they're from Zara and they do them every single year. I've shown them in linen over on Instagram as well. I'll put a picture of that up if I can find it. But I find they're just really super useful. The key here is to pair them either with a trainer or some sandals where you can see the front of your foot. And then I always go for just a plain white jumper. This jumper is the Uniqlo one, and it's like a sweatshirt style. Can you see it's got the stitch detail there? That gives it more of a casual element to it, but the actual fabric is cotton and it just feels and drapes really nice, so it doesn't hang really stiffly. But yeah, I like that combination together. They also do both the trousers and the top in sizes, I think it's extra, extra small to extra, extra large. And both items come in multiple colorways. So I will link this for you. But let's get started on the main video now. Okay, so outfit number one, we see this type of combination all of the time. Now this is incredibly dated and it's going to age you enormously. So first of all, the skirt length. Just being just below the knee there is incredibly unflattering on most people. The skirt itself is a little bit too big, you can see for me, so it's hanging straight from my hips. It isn't complementing my figure in any way. The shirt that it's paired with, again, is dated. It's actually very sort of grey washed as well, and that makes a difference. When your whites start to turn off-white, then that is the time to stop wearing them, or at least try and get them back to white again. It's a fitted shirt, so it should be a flattering look in terms of fitted and then going out, but the combination with the shoes as well make it very, very dated. To take this a step further, the thing that we always see is women finishing this look off with their fleece. It doesn't matter what colour their fleece is, they just seem to grab it at the last moment, whether it goes with the skirt or not, and that is the type of look that they end up with. So let's have a look at a much more modern alternative to this type of styling. So a quick change, and this is a lot more of a modern look. And not only that, you don't even need to shave your legs because the skirt is much longer. So for those of you who are worried about fake tanning in the summer and, you know, doing all your maintenance, then going for a longer skirt anyway is going to make you look less dated, and it's less admin to do basically. Now, one thing I would say is if you are watching this video in a year's time, for example, then the length of skirt might change again. And it's actually really important that as you get older, you actually move along with the trends. So to say, oh, I don't follow a trend now, I'm older, I like classic clothes, I understand it to a certain point, but even in a classic clothes, like a skirt like this is classed as classic, at the current moment in time, a longer length is now fashionable. As time goes on, that length is going to change again. Perhaps the pattern will no longer be in. So unless you keep updating every few years, then you will always make yourself look dated. Now, that doesn't mean to say that you have to have a brand new wardrobe for every single piece every year. That's absolutely not the case. But if you keep yourself aware of the trends and you can see that a really long skirt, or in the other example, the knee length skirt isn't available in the shops anymore, then that should be your trigger to say, maybe that skirt in particular does need updating now. So this skirt is gorgeous. It's from Boden. It's got pockets. I've paired it with this lovely sort of puff top here. This is actually really, really good if you want to create a little bit more shape around this area. So if you are a little bit straight up, straight down, and the volume on the skirt here is making you look very narrow on the top, then adding a puff top like this can help balance things out. But this isn't going to be for everybody, so let me just show you in a plain top. So there you go, there it is with just a plain top. Now, instead of grabbing a random fleece, this is then when I would just grab a similar coloured cashmere jumper to put on over the top. So I'll just put it around my shoulders for now. That finishes the outfit off in a lot nicer a way than a random fleece does. Now, just before we move away from skirts, this is another example of a really modern way of wearing a skirt. It's not quite as long as the last one, so I just wanted to show you that that length is perfectly okay as well. And just left there with a shirt open. You could tuck that in if you wanted to, just to give yourself more shape. This skirt's got a really nice big thick elasticated waistband there. It's got pockets as well, but just the flowiness there of the shirt gives it that really, really casual look. But let me just show you how this skirt can look completely different if you pair it with a dated top. Oh, my necklace, by the way, I think it was Zara, but I'll look it up. We've got a few in the office at the moment. But the sea life featured on all the accessories and on prints at the moment is very, very on trend. But again, if you're watching this in a couple of years' time, then it's not going to be on trend. So this is exactly the type of item that could date me if I'm still wearing it next year when it's not in fashion. I've also got the really lovely earrings there. They are Missamer ones, and you can take the pearls off as well, so they're really handy. But let me just go and put the dated top on with this one. Okay, what you can't see in the background is the girls laughing their head off. I think they're enjoying this. There we go. That just shows you how quickly this outfit can go from looking really quite modern and fresh to something incredibly dated. We see people pairing a black dark shoe with a white summer outfit all the time. It's always too heavy. It draws your attention completely down. Purple as a colour is incredibly hard to wear for most people. The sort of lilac-y colour is actually very much in fashion at the moment. In fact, Amy has got a beautiful dress here in the studio that is that colour. Maybe I'll ask her to put it on for you. But it's very different from this sort of bold purple. This top is just incredibly dated as well. The see-through arms, the cut of the arms, just the whole drape of it is just not very nice at all. If you feel like you recognise any element of that, then maybe it's time to just update the odd piece in your wardrobe. So once again, a very recognisable outfit from a lot of the ladies that come to our help for styling. So starting off with the trousers, we've got a trouser that is completely at the wrong length. So it is neither long nor short. It's completely catching on the edge of the trainers. And then it's the combination of wearing a sports-like trainer with a trouser like this. It's probably the single most thing that absolutely will date you. So length and trainer combination is wrong. So then we've also got a very dated top. Both the pattern is dated and then when you put it together with the stripe in the trouser, again, just nothing screams freshness about this outfit. Bringing out this purple fleece again. A lot of people would just do that. And then the finishing thing that we always see, particularly if you've got a larger chest, is then somebody doing this with that jacket. So they're constantly going like that to try and cover up their bust, but little do they know, but it actually makes their bust look a lot bigger. So for those of you who think, oh, Melissa can wear anything and still look good, I'm hopefully showing you that that is absolutely not the case. And when you choose your clothes incorrectly, this is the result. And just in this short amount of time that I've been filming this, not least because all the girls in the office have been laughing their heads off at me, but it makes you feel sad. It feels really depressing. I think you'd have incredibly low self-esteem if this is what you're dressing like every day, if it makes you feel as uncomfortable as it's making me feel right now. So let's get this off. And there's a lot more of a modern take on that last outfit. So we are still wearing a long wide leg trouser. It has still got an elasticated waist, but this elasticated waist is much thicker. It's a lot more comfortable, and the pants are linen in design. The last ones were like a polyester. They didn't feel very nice at all. Look at the length of these trousers. I would be taking them up so they fitted whatever shoes that I wanted to go with without touching the floor at all, but also with covering as much of my foot as possible. This sort of top is a lot more flattering than the last one, so it's got more structure, so it's holding its shape really well. That's because of the fabric, the shoulder detail here, the collar opening, and the ruching details at the waist here. So if you have got that big bust, and as I showed, people often try and cover that big bust, there's a way to display the bust which isn't covering it, which is going to make it look smaller. And a top like this will do exactly that. So the V-neck here will help shape around it. The fact that it's nipped in here at the waistband for you will make the bust look more in proportion and will mean that you actually create a waist rather than the bust just going straight into the waistband. So a lot more of a modern look, and definitely one that makes me feel a lot more confident than the last one. Another very typical style of dress that we see in a lot of people's wardrobes, and unfortunately we see it paired with a pair of running trainers like this. In this case, I've picked the black ones on purpose because if you had picked up a lighter colour in the dress, then actually the trainers would then look slightly better. But even then, we still wouldn't go for a running style of trainer. You'd go for more of a leisure wear, casual type of trainer. But you can see in this, my legs look not so great at all, and whilst it's not doing a bad job figure-wise, it's certainly not massively offending me. It just looks old, it just looks dated. Now that feels a lot more modern, a lot more fresher. I haven't actually got anywhere near as much flesh out, and I don't feel the need to wear a dress that is hugging my figure as much as it was. This dress does a wonderful job if you are short in the torso. So what it's doing here with the slightly drop waist, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up because it's dark and it's hard for you to see on dark fabrics, but essentially it's like a flat sort of cotton on the top bit here, and then a low drop waist, and then the fabric changes to slightly more, it's not shiny, but it's not as matte as this bit, but there's a definite sort of demarcation here that's happening at the lower waistline. Now what that does is if you are short-waisted, it is going to elongate all of your waistline. If you have a large bust and a larger belly and you find that your bust and your belly merge together, this is going to be good because again it will elongate and it will separate between your bust and your stomach area. It's got pockets right down here, you know, where they should be really, but that feels like a really natural, cool place to put your hands. I've just paired it with a simple suede bag and some brown shoes. And then on the neckline, I should point out that I've got my big starfish necklace on, just filling that gap right now, but I should show you that the neckline is actually like that. And it's fine if you want to wear it like that. A lot of ladies might want to iron it outwards like that. I find that on my petite frame, to wear a dark dress and have it sort of done up like that in the neck can look a little bit overwhelming on me, so now I just feel kind of quite handmaid's tale type of thing. Simply by moving the neckline and positioning it so it's more open, so it shows some flesh, then breaks that dress up on my smaller frame. So I'm always doing that with clients with different necklines. You don't have to accept the neckline that comes with the dress. You just literally either get some pins to hold it in, get some boob tape to hold it in, or just put a little stitch in there yourself, or just iron it. Usually just ironing it makes it stay in place. Okay, so this next summer dress, very shapeless, worn with trainers like we see people doing all the time, but this time I have gone for a lighter trainer just to show you how a lighter trainer, at least that is a bit better with a dress like this. Personally, I'd probably put a sandal on. I think that would look a lot better, but just generally speaking, the dress is just doing nothing for me. The length of it just being just above my knee actually makes my legs look shorter and stubbier. You're actually better to either go midi length or even shorter. Shorter actually shows more of the length. The leg, even if the leg is curvier, you still want to either go shorter or longer, but you never want to hit it either just above the knee or below the knee, unless it's a pencil skirt and it's in more of a sort of evening, like a leather pencil skirt, something like that, and that can often look nice just below the knee. But in this example, nothing's working very well. It's actually, can you see how it's coming up at the front there, almost like I feel like if I had a pregnant bump, that would work really well. Now I keep pulling it down so the V goes down and then it sits straight, but just naturally, because of the poor quality of the dress, it just keeps riding back like that. So let's swap this one out and put something different on instead. And there we go, there is an alternative summer dress for you. It's got a lot more structure than the last one, and it's subtle structure. Look, if I put my arms out here, can you see how the dress is going in at the waist and then it's flicking out? Now that isn't my shape. Look, if I pulled it tight like that and allow the dress to follow my shape, and you actually lose that natural shaping in the dress. So allowing it to just hang will give you the shaping that perhaps your own frame doesn't have underneath it, but it will look like you do. It's got pockets, so that gives it more structure than the last one as well. This dress comes in sizes, I think it's extra small to extra large. It's £34.90. It's a linen blend, and it comes in multiple colorways as well. So this is the regular length. They might do a petite length, I think they did. And I just find them really easy and useful in the summertime, to be honest with you. These one-piece items, and all you have to worry about is your jewellery. I have got the Melissa shell earring in, which I can't remember whether I've already shown you that already today, but you can take the pearl off that and just have the shell, which is very nice. And then I've got a Tilly Spears necklace on and just a couple of bracelets there from Zara. Shoe wise, you can see that I've changed it up to just a little ballerina flat. Now, if you have got a more shapely leg, then you probably want to avoid any straps going over the front of your foot. So just going for a more pointed ballet flat is going to look more flattering than either the round toe, the square toe, or anything with straps on it. Okay, another very typical outfit. The way in which we would see this is when we ask people to go through their wardrobes and perhaps give us an idea of an outfit maybe they would wear for perhaps a more special occasion, for work, for example. And this is the type of thing that they would show us. So it's always black trousers. It's always black trousers that are slightly too short, with a round-toed shoe showing the front of the foot, so not at the right level, and then a very much a dated top. A lot of people always put these necklines, dark necklines as well, underneath a top like this. The neckline here is way too high, and you wouldn't put a black top under a top that's got a white base through it, because it just drowns it completely. So everything about this outfit, unfortunately, is incredibly wrong and dated. So let's try and see what an alternative would be to this one. So just as a very quick update, I've got exactly the same trousers on, but this time I've made sure that the hem is coming down as low as it can. And all I have done is freshen the look up with a white top and a white blazer. It's kind of like one step up from the outfit, if you're insisting on wearing black trousers, of how you can achieve a lot more of a modern look. Personally for me though, I shy away from a black trouser. I often go to a navy trouser, or particularly in the summer, I go for a coloured trouser. Personally, I think that's a lot more of a sophisticated way to do a nice outfit for work. It's elevated, but still in a casual way in terms of the blazer is falling quite casually. It's not a really stiff blazer, it's a linen blazer, so it's got some drape to it. So it doesn't feel as formal as maybe, you know, like a suit blazer. The fact that I've put put it on with green trousers. Oh, sorry, I was just trying to put my hand in the pocket there, but these actually come with the pocket stitched up. And a little tip for you here is that I never unstitch them because then they lie flatter. So yeah, but then you do get caught out with trying to put your hand in the pocket. But yes, love the green as well. It just adds that little bit of pop of colour. Notice that I haven't put black with the green. I've gone white and fresh. Putting black with a red or a green or even a yellow, something like that, will just dampen that colour down and just again looks very dated actually. So you want to brighten the whole outfit up. Okay, so if you can hear laughing in the background,
I'm so sorry.
that is the girls. I don't think they can quite believe what they're seeing at the moment. But Amy, you've actually just said this looks a little bit like what your mum would wear.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, Mum.
Sorry, Amy. Sorry, Amy's mum. Okay, it is representative of a lot of people's wardrobes, unfortunately. So, and it's particularly representative of those people who have got a barrel stomach, and they think that by wearing an item of clothing like this, that it just hangs over their stomach, and then they go tighter on their legs. It is going to make them, well, it's going to direct people's eyes to their smallest part, which is their legs. What it actually does is completely the opposite, is you look very slim on your legs and then you look much broader around the midsection, which is the area that you don't want people to look at. So yeah, it is definitely a dated look. The shoes are coming too high up the front, the jeans are way too tight. Ripped jeans actually I've seen are starting to come back, but I'm not sure about the random odd placement of those rips, and I'm really hoping that they certainly don't come back this skinny, although there is rumour that a slightly slimmer jean is coming back as well. But this polyester top has definitely got to go, so let's see what we can do about modernising this type of look up for you. Okay, so changing it up a little bit. First of all, I've got rid of those jeans and I've gone for a blue jean rather than a dark grey jean. At the moment, we're at the start of summer, so it feels more weather appropriate. As you'll see on my feet, I've got two slightly different shoes on. One shoe has the strap across the front of the foot. The other shoe doesn't. Now, if you have a slightly chunkier, shapelier leg, and you really need to show off the front of the foot and sort of the smallest part of you, then I would say go for a shoe like this without any straps across them. If you feel that your legs are all in proportion and it doesn't matter to you, perhaps you're nice and tall and don't need to worry about making those legs look any more slender, then a shoe like that with a little strap across, sorry, I nearly fell over there, is sometimes very beneficial from a practical point of view, as in walking far. So they'll actually stay on better if they've got the strap like that. So I've paired it with a sleeveless top, just like the last one, but this is a lot more of a modern version. This is actually our own t-shirt from Lily Silk. It gives a beautiful shape on the shoulder. By the way, I know a number of you had to wait quite a long time for your Lily Silk items to be shipped out to you. We do apologise, we didn't have any control over that. The truth of the matter is that they didn't make enough based on the demand. So then they were sort of working incredibly quickly in the background, trying to fulfill all the orders as quick as they could. So, but we do apologise from our side for that. I paired it with some Levi's. These are actually the rib cage Levi's. Now, if any of you have done our styling curves course, which is out right now, you will know that we put on some ribcage jeans on one of the models called Nikki, who has got a very barrel stomach and she's got large breasts as well. And as soon as we said ribcage jean to her, she was obviously horrified at the thought of coming all the way over her stomach, but that was absolutely not the case. The ribcage fitted her exactly at her belly button and they smoothed her all in here. So do not be afraid by the word ribcage. If you are bigger around your waist, then you probably want to either go up a size or take your normal size. And only if you've got a really small waist would I say go down a size. They do stretch as well, and they're incredibly comfy once they're on. So yeah, a lot more, I think, a modern way of presenting that sleeveless top with a pair of jeans type of look. Next up, we have the wrap dress. It's the one single design of dress that I usually whip out of people's wardrobes straight away, as it rarely does what it's meant to do. So first of all, it's dated, it's old-fashioned, it's just hanging. These ruches across the front never seem to really sit nicely on anyone. The front bit here where the wrap is, if you have got a larger chest, it often still pulls. The worst situation is when people then put a top underneath to prevent the cleavage being seen, and then particularly if they then put that as a darker colour, but any colour to be honest, white or anything, just ruins the styling here by putting something across there. So I am not a fan of the wrap dress at all, and in theory the wrap dress does work because it broadens you out here. It cuts in across the bust if you're bigger here. This one in particular has got 3/4 sleeve, so it should be flattering, but the combination of the actual style of it, the pattern of it, the length, and then the combination with the shoes that looked incredibly relaxed and kind of on trend with the jeans and the silk top. But with this outfit, it further makes it look even more mumsy and dated. So as far as a one-piece item goes, there are a lot of other more modern styles of dresses that would work 10 times better. So let me show you a couple. First up, we've got a simple white dress like this. This is $39.99, so it is not expensive at all. The one thing I would say about it is that it gives amazing shape. So you can see the detailing along the stomach here. It is really beautiful. However, at $39.99, we are missing the pockets, so that is a shame. And I would say that you most definitely have to wear nude, non-visible underwear. When I had just my white pants on, I felt like it was a little bit see-through. So maybe a little slip underneath it or nude underwear, and then it would be absolutely fine. Other than that, I think for $39.99, this is an excellent type of dress. You could wear that with a heel for work. I've just paired it with a little brown bag and some brown sandals, and I think you could dress that up or down really beautifully. But if it's quality that you're after, let me show you another one. Now, if you prefer to invest a little bit more in your clothes, then this is a more expensive version of that white dress. It's beautiful, it sits really nicely, it's got a slip underneath that you can wear, it's got pockets, it's got the drop tier waist here, it's got the buttons right up through the middle. And yeah, it is beautiful. I went to get changed and I found another white dress. Very similar, but I would imagine in the same price range as the last one. The fabric on this one though is beautiful, which is why I thought I would show you. The other two are going to crease quite badly, I think, where this one definitely doesn't crease anywhere near as badly. It's like a beautiful sort of slightly mottled, waffly type of fabric. It's got the drop waist on again, which is really flattering. And as you can see right now, I've got it tied up. I think I've actually worn it to present a video on YouTube actually. But that is it tied up like that, lovely. But you can also wear it without the tie on in a lot more of a casual manner as well. And I like it equally like that as I do when the waist is shown. Okay, so does this look familiar to any of you when you are perhaps just in your clothes around the house or you're going to the gym? This is the type of combination of clothes that we see all the time. So the first thing I always notice is that people wear their leggings too low down into their trainers. So a very quick, simple tweak here would just be to make sure that there is a gap between the bottom of your trainers and where your leggings start. So just that little flash of ankle there, it's going to help a little bit. What isn't going to help though is the fact that we've got black leggings on, we've just thrown on, you know, husband's t-shirt and then this old faithful fleece that we've been dragging out, and it's gone over the dresses and it's gone over the work outfit, and now it's going over your gym outfit as well, because it's perhaps the one of the only coats that's comfy for you and convenient. It's the last thing you grab before you leave the house. But the result of that is this is what you will look like in your casual gym wear. That's fine if you're comfortable with that presentation, then absolutely don't change a thing. But if you're not comfortable like that, let me show you an alternative. And there you go, a very simple alternative, but I'm still wearing leggings and a t-shirt. You'll actually notice that I'm wearing two different types of trainers right now, and that's because I wanted to show you that a lot of people will say, oh, don't white trainers get dirty? Yes, but you put them in the washing machine. But as you can see, the white trainer goes really nicely. It freshens the outfit up. But I'm just showing you on this side that I've got more of a cream beige trainer on, but the V of the Veja in the branded shoe then goes with my tights. So that isn't a coincidence. That's because knowing the colour of gym wear that I wear all the time, then I picked some trainers that I knew was going to go with it. But what hopefully I'm trying to get across is that I've got a leggings on and I've got a t-shirt on, and actually the only other addition is that I've coordinated my bra underneath. So that's actually the crop top that matches the trousers. But I appreciate you're not going to just want to have the cropped matching set and go around with your belly out. So by picking a neutral t-shirt, a white plain t-shirt, and in a shape that is going to flatter your body shape, so the V-neck obviously being one of the most wearable for most people, a low round neck works really well, then it comes together really nicely. But there is a difference with how I would finish it off. I wouldn't grab the fleece. I would actually grab one of my normal everyday coats that I wear with my jeans and other items, because that's what then makes the whole leggings and casual attire more wearable. You don't have to put a workout jacket with a workout outfit. You can mix and match styles, and then you won't look so dated as the traditional fleece looks. Now, I do wear fleeces with my gym wear, but I wear a more modern style of fleece and not necessarily the traditional North Face sort that you would perhaps go walking up a mountain in, basically. And I would stay in an outfit like this pretty much all day. I would do all my errands in that, and I wouldn't feel like I'm compromising on my style with something on those lines. I would, though, make sure that both of my trainers matched. That bit is very important before you leave the house. So that is it for today's video. I hope that has shown you how with a few more considered purchases you can really change yourself from looking incredibly dated and frumpy to really modern and embracing your shape, basically. So this content takes us an awful long time to prepare, to film, to edit, to answer all your comments, and all we ask for in exchange is that you press that subscribe button. It really does help our channel. And remember, we've now got our Styling Curves course, which is now live. We also do a course teaching people how to become personal stylists, and then a much larger course for styling yourself, so looking at the entire style journey. So 3 courses now available. So thank you for watching today, and we will see you again next week.